And that should mark the beginning of everything we need. To start off with, I have to apologize for this halo we've got going on. I've tried to see what we can do about getting rid of that or minimizing it, but unfortunately it just gets worse as we take a look if I put the camera in the wrong position. So unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have a bit of a halo with this as it goes across. So at least you got nice back illumination setting up here, so that's some good news anyway. This is Weather Overtime. We are live on Twitch and YouTube just like we advertised earlier. So as of right now, again, this is your local video weather blog, your ability to check in with what's going on with the forecast and to see what is happening in and around the area. If you've got questions about the weather, we'll try to answer them as best we can. If we don't have anything available in the way of answers, we'll send you that information. If you have any questions, we cover the area of southeast Tennessee back into northeast Alabama, northwest Georgia, and the far western county of North Carolina. That's the News 12 viewing area. So if you'd like to keep track of what's going on there, that's mainly the area we're in. Again, if we don't have the answer for you because we're in the wrong location, or if you have a question that we just can't answer for right now, we'll look that up and get you more details on that on a future episode to let you know more about what's happening. But in the meantime, welcome to the show. We'll go ahead and get started and show you more about what's going on across the area. We do have, again, some spotty light showers taking place. The heaviest activity east of Chattanooga back into areas of southeast Tennessee. This, again, these counties you see listed here outlined here, these are the counties that we cover, and as of right now, again, we're just seeing very light amounts of rain. These have lasted a little bit longer than I expected, but we could see another raindrop or two up until about midnight, but it looks like a lot of these are starting to kind of lose their punch, what they had of it. So we don't see anything in the way of lightning taking place. That was up toward around the Knoxville, Maryville area. Excuse me. Again, these new medicines are really causing some problems for allergies. What we've got is, again, the potential for more rainfall coming up in the next couple of days, but not really seeing too much of anything taking place in the way of heavy weather. Could be the potential of some problems out there for some severe weather. We'll talk about that in just a little while. View from the Tennessee Aquarium. You can pick up this view at tnaqua.org. This is the view of Aquarium Way and around the downtown area, the buildings of the Tennessee Aquarium back in the distance. A little bit of dark skies off toward the north and to the east, looking across Broad and Market Streets in downtown. Beautiful evening. Got some barriers up. Not too sure what's going on there, but again, a lot of people still out and about for this evening, so pleasant conditions out there across much of the area. We've got some very mild temperatures, no question about that. Clouds have thickened up again by just a little bit. Lee Point camera from Plainview Outdoor Advertising at 153 and 64, looking off to the west. Lookout Mountain off there in the distance, and mainly just a lot of cloud cover going on for right now. Did manage to break up the clouds and get a little bit of sunset in there. Same thing over downtown, some fairly heavy cloud cover here, but broken clouds looking off toward Raccoon Mountain in the distance on the Bailey's Heating and Air camera. Downtown from the News 12 studios on the Patriot Concrete camera, lights of Signal Mountain way off in the distance, not as hazy as they were last night with the showers and the thunderstorms out there, so quiet for now, and what's left of any rainfall, not going to be a major situation for the time being. We did have some pretty good backups over portions of this area, and it looks like we've got quite the backup from 24 east all the way over to 75 north. Let me just see what's going on here while we take a look and see what may be the possible problem. It looks like it's just possibly construction issues going on, but if you're heading in that general area, no reports of any accidents or anything else helping. Taking a look at the Waze app right now, car is stopped on the roadway just east of this location, so we may see the potential of some problems here. So if you've got anything in the way of travels, this could be a area to avoid if at all possible. Looks like most of that is construction traffic, but we are getting, again, some pretty heavy amounts of problems. Okay, let me see if I can bring this over here real quick so we can see what's happening, because this is something that you really do need to know about. So let me get this all set up here real quick, and we can see more about what's happening. What we've got is, again, this area here, 24 east to 75 north, 75 north to 24 west, and 75 south, located right through here. So that is where we're getting the worst potential of some slowdowns and maybe an accident taking place at this time. So that, again, could be a bit of an issue for right now. I think I'm going to have to see if I can redo this, because unfortunately we've got, okay, here we go. Sorry about this. Here's what it looks like for right now on the T-Dot SmartWay system. I'll go to that right there. Okay, we're looking at 75 northbound. 24 junction was right over here, and it looks like there's an accident here or right up the roadway between here and Brainerd Road. So it looks like we've got a very heavy backup taking place, and that's why we're seeing the problems. Go a little farther back to the west, right about the junction, which of course is not available, and we can see the tail end of that scrum heading from 24 east to 75 north, going under that overpass right there. And a little farther off to the east, let's see about the tail end of that. Of course, the camera's not working at this point in time, so having an issue with that. Anyway, that's where we're seeing the problems at this point. So if you're traveling through Chattanooga in the next hour or so, looks like you may have some backups taking place. Looks like 75 north from 75 northbound here before the junction, you can see a little bit more in the way of problems shaping up there. So we do have, again, some traffic of note here to report for this evening, so something to think about at that location. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. To get back to the weather segment of this, had to take a quick break for time saver traffic. 73 degrees, the Chattanooga airport right over the horizon, and that's where all this information is coming from. 73 with a current feels like index of 75 with all that extra humidity out across the area. So we are seeing a little bit more in the way of humidity across much of the area. Here's what it looks like for right now. Again, we've got not much happening outside of these stray showers east of Chattanooga into western North Carolina, southeastern Tennessee, and across parts of north central Georgia, pretty much due north of Alabama at this point. So we do have some showers out there for now. It looks like we're not really getting a lot of that activity going on. Again, what's left of it should be out of here within about the next couple of hours, and that should just about do it. Now, we have one storm system off to the east. That one is the one that caused the thunderstorms last night and the rainfall for today. That is leaving, heading over toward the east coast. We have another system coming in, looking back toward the Rockies and the Plain States. And right in here, between those systems, that is where we've got a whole lot of nothing, basically. So we'll be looking at more potential of clouds and the possibility of some warmer temperatures tomorrow. Then this system moves in starting Friday, continuing through Saturday, leaving the area on Sunday with some lingering showers. And then the next storm system is going to be all the way back up over portions of the Gulf of Alaska and southwestern Canada. So this will be storm systems number 1, 2, and 3 in the next several days. So that is mainly what we're going to be looking for heading our direction. Now for tonight, again into tomorrow morning, mainly clear skies, some patchy fog, some clouds out there, mid to upper 50s. And then into tomorrow afternoon, should be enough sunshine to bump us up into the mid, possibly the upper 80s. So I don't think we'll see record high temperatures, but it is going to be much warmer. Saturday morning, more chances of showers and some thunderstorms through the morning into the afternoon. And that is where we pick up that possibility of more widespread activity as storm system number 2 moves in from out west. And that goes into around very early Saturday morning, continues through Saturday afternoon, spinning back to our north. the main part of the storm system up around the Ohio River Valley and going back that direction. Then we clear out. We'll still see some showers around for Sunday morning, and that again will be lingering through the afternoon. Less of a chance of thunderstorms with the main system moving on through here. More of a chance of light scattered drizzle and clouds. So temperatures may be a little cooler, maybe even below normal into the mid to upper 70s. That doesn't sound entirely cool, but at this time of the year, we could easily be back in the 90s. And so that will be feeling rather nice there. But for right now, that'll be about the worst of what we see. Severe weather purposes, we are looking at, again, the potential of some thunderstorms in the extreme northeastern parts of the viewing area. So from around the area of, let me get rid of that box, around the area east of Chattanooga, southeast Tennessee, North Carolina, western and north central Georgia. This indicates, again, the pale green color shows just a generic threat of thunderstorms, no severe weather. That is limited all the way over toward the coastline. Now into tomorrow. For Thursday, we see nothing going on, and we also get a repeat performance of severe weather back to our west from there. And then on Friday, and this forecast again is several hours old, so you have to kind of take this with a decent grain of salt. There is going to be the potential of severe weather, at least what the models were telling us earlier today. Maybe right now, some, 9:57, some 10 hours after this forecast was made. This is, by all intents and purposes, ancient weather information, so we'll have to wait until midnight and afterwards tonight to see what the Storm Prediction Center says. But for right now, the dark green polygon is where we're showing the possibility of a marginal threat of severe weather. That's the lowest of the low ranks of severe weather. So if we get anything here, marginal threat of damaging winds and large hail. The best potential for severe weather, at least on Friday, is going to go well on down to the south. Slight risk category, again, that's a little bit higher than a marginal risk. So we'll see the main threats, say Corinth, Mississippi, down to the Delta, east of Houston, and just right around the western Florida panhandle. That will be the best concentration of severe weather, and that should be happening in the evening hours, so later on during the day. Earlier potential of stronger weather here, and then moving this direction to the east from the west. This will be the best potential of severe weather going into Friday night. I'm knocking everything over here today. Sorry about that. We also see, again, the potential for maybe, again, this is going to be something that gets tossed from the forecast, but we really want to pay attention to this, especially from the NOAA Weather Prediction Center. In the next couple of days, as we go through Friday, there are signs that we're going to be looking at a moderate threat of not severe weather, but heavy rainfall. Looking at the potential of very heavy possibility of rainfall, southern Mississippi, southwestern parts of Alabama. That's the main target zone, but we are in a lesser but still possible marginal threat. So Friday, especially again Friday evening, we might be looking at the potential of some heavy rain that could lead to the possibility of flash flooding. So that is something we also have to pay attention to. Remember, turn around, don't drown, find another way to get to where you're going to make certain that you are safe out there. Never drive through water-covered roadways. It's, again, not the smartest idea, and it might be the last thing you ever do. So please find another way to get around from where you're going and make certain that you're able to find a safe direction from where you're going to be. We'll take a look at the tropics coming up here in just a little bit. Cloudy skies on the Island Cove Marina and Resort camera, and I should mention that all of our cameras are available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network. That's available at wdef.com/weather if you'd like to take a look there. A lot of clouds out there for tonight. Again, hopefully clearing off into portions of the morning hour. I think we'll be seeing a lot of fog potential into tomorrow as well. It's widely scattered, but not seeing a huge amount of dense fog. So there will be possible slowdowns. Chip Chapman will have your forecast coming up bright and early tomorrow morning, starting at 5 a.m. Eastern time, so please join them for that. So a lot of very warm conditions. Should be a great day for outdoors tomorrow. Then on Friday, that marginal risk takes place, so we'll be watching for the potential of stronger weather there. Saturday, better potential of showers and thunderstorms. Indoor plan B would be a good idea. And then for Sunday, we'll see a shower or thunderstorm chance diminish as we get into the rest of the day, but they still will be possible, especially early on Sunday. That is where we could be seeing some problems there. Monday, here comes that pattern again. We have some storms. They clear out, another round of storms. We clear out, another round of storms, and that pattern pretty well holds right on in through the end of the month if everything remains undisturbed at this point in time. Plus, look at this, numbers pushing 90 degrees by the time we head into next Tuesday. So we could be looking at some very warm conditions out there. Granted, that's not exactly earth-shattering news. At this time of the year, you can get into the 90s very easily, but this is one of the first times that we've kind of been knocking on that door to see the potential of some very warm conditions coming on through. So that, again, could be a potential outdoor situation, as well as the rain and thunder chances. So if the kids at school have that potential for that field day activity, the field trips going on, pay attention to the forecast. Teachers, principals, administrators are going to have to watch and see what's going on, because, unfortunately, one good thunderstorm can ruin a good field trip. So let's make certain that we're paying attention to what's going on with the weather at this time. All right, I want to check on the tropics before we get to our extracurricular activities here in just a little bit. Smoke is really of no concern at this point in time. The fires in Canada and down in Mexico kind of moving our direction, but not a direct hit of all those area fires, well up several hundred miles away from us. But that smoke is going to be a potential problem into the summer, as some of those fires in Canada never extinguished during the winter time. We are going to, those zombie fires, as they're called, or sleeper fires, just burned very steadily in the undergrowth and then started up again when things got warm and dry, and a lot of people are having to evacuate portions of Canada because of all that stuff going on. Now, for the Atlantic, there is nothing going on. Hurricane season is just about, if I'm not mistaken, I'm doing the mental math correctly, 2 weeks and 2 days away. So hurricane season starts here by June 1st. In the Eastern Pacific, today is the beginning of hurricane season for the Eastern Pacific Ocean. That is where the area heats up the quickest and where we can see some very fast-moving and very rapidly growing hurricanes out of tropical storms. We have an area here that is showing a 40% chance of development, so we'll call it again about a medium chance for right now, moving out into farther out into the eastern area of the Pacific, moving west at this time. Keep in mind that this is about the same area that Otis developed last year, curved around, aiming for Acapulco. It started off as a tropical storm. It became a Category 5 hurricane in less than 9 hours. If that warm water is still a threat right there along the west coast of Mexico, we could see the potential of some more problems with a very busy hurricane season. So hurricane season day number 1 for the Eastern Pacific started today, and we already have a system to keep an eye on. But for right now, nothing going on in the Atlantic, so hopefully it stays that way, so we'll see how well that goes. Last week was a busy night here at News 12 at this point in time. Last week, Wednesday, I had already been on the air for just shy of about 2 hours. Keaton Franklin is one of our News 12 production staff, one of our very good production staff here. Really enjoy working with them. Keaton was here, as well as a lot of other people in the News 12 production staff, keeping us and myself on the air talking about severe weather. And he was able to take a capture from our Plainview Outdoor Advertising Lee Point camera during the weather, a nice lightning bolt right up there on Lookout Mountain. So thank you very much, Mr. Keaton, for an awesome capture right there. That's our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. If you've got pictures, send them in to us. You can email us. You can drop them to our social media pages with a description and or a location, please. If you send it in to us with an anonymous name, that's great. But if we have to make up a story about what it is you were looking at or where you were, that really doesn't help anybody, especially not me, so please send that in. Also, go to our brand new section of our website, wdef.com/photos, if you'd like to submit your picture and see what everybody else was submitting for the Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. Tomorrow looks great for outdoor events, not a problem taking place. Mostly sunny, dry, and warm. That should be 7:05 a.m. Apologies for that. I got a little bit too over-eager in posting the times there. For tomorrow afternoon, good day on the golf course. Take that extra water along. You will need it. Going out for a good walk, chasing the golf ball around and hoping the gopher doesn't get a hold of it. Temperatures back in the mid-80s with more sunshine. Don't forget the sunscreen either. Tomorrow, let me go back a little further here. Let's do this bus stop forecast. Those should not be there, those raindrops. No rain tomorrow, mostly sunny possibilities. And again, temperatures by the time the kids head home from school will be back, into the mid-80s or so. So again, for tonight, that pretty well wraps it up. Let's take a look at our friendinroofing.com weather poll of the day, which you can access at wdef.com/vote now. So what city in Georgia gets the most tornadoes? 57% of you voted for Marietta. 12% of you voted for Atlanta. I was really expecting a higher vote count for Atlanta for some reason. Decatur picked up twice as many votes as Atlanta, and Woodstock picked up half as many votes as Atlanta did, coming in dead last at 6%. The actual answer, Marietta, Georgia gets the most tornadoes. So thank you very much for voting in our friendinroofing.com weather/science poll of the day. New poll goes up at midnight, so stay tuned for more to see what's going on there, and we'll keep you advised as to what's happening where it comes to weather and science and all sorts of other good things on the way there. Want to show you one more thing, if I can find it. Big on things like citizen science. So if you were out last week and you saw the aurora, that's great. Really neat to be able to see something like that taking place this far south. But if you did see it, your information could really help out others who study the aurora and are able to keep an eye on what is going on with the aurora taking place. Your reports of what you saw, where and when, can really help out in determining if a forecast can be more improved in the future. So if you have the opportunity to go to this website, it's called Aurorasaurus. It's in cooperation with NASA Citizen Science and also the National Science Foundation and a few other groups on there. You go to the website aurorasaurus.org. You fill out the information about what you saw and where, and your information, the colors, again, where you saw it. You can also get aurora forecast. We have had now in the last couple of days, the sun has a couple of sunspot areas. One is rotating around the sun and is just about out of view, but it did a very good view of spewing out another coronal mass ejection away from the Earth. On the other side of the sun, just now coming into view, is another sunspot, and that one launched another solar storm away from Earth. Earth is somewhere right in here, so as that last storm system rotates away, it fires that energy off in a different direction that does not impact where the Earth happens to be. The next one that's coming around might begin to give us the potential of another solar storm. If it is still together, it might have been a solar storm from the last time it passed around the sun. So as this makes its way a little closer in this direction, the next possible area of solar storm activity might be making its way around the sun as we speak. So we might, maybe, seeing the potential of a possibility of another aurora around here. It's way too early to tell. There's a lot of factors that go into play, so keep it tuned to News 12 and we'll let you know more about what might be happening in the semi-near future. So really cool place. Again, that's aurorasaurus.org. Your opportunity to participate in some citizen science and helping out on, again, a really cool phenomenon. So thank you very much to everybody who's taking a look there. Please check out my social media pages. Again, I'm not on Facebook because Facebook has locked me out because somebody tried to hack my page, so they locked me out and they're not accepting any of my IDs. So one of these days, I'm hoping I'll get back on there, but apparently I've been disinvited to the Facebook party at this time. So it would be nice, but I don't see it happening anytime soon at this point. So we'll see what goes on there. That should pretty much do it for tonight. We've been on for just about 25 minutes, so not doing too bad on there. Again, the potential for severe weather will be back in the forecast come Friday, but we're not seeing anything coming up anytime soon for tomorrow. Tomorrow actually looks pretty quiet by comparison. Sunshine, warmer temperatures, no problems at all being seen there. You can pick up more about this, the replay. Take this and shove it out towards social media. Let your friends know what you've been watching. Please, if you want to see more of a certain thing on here, let me know. My email address at the bottom of the screen, aonic@wdef.com. Or, again, you can catch me through the website, wdef.com/weather, where this replay is available. And I'll also be posting that to, again, all of my social media pages, minus Facebook, because unfortunately I can't. So check it out, and if you like what you see, let us know, and we'd be glad to be your source for weather information in the News 12 area. As we say on our hashtag, this is the place for your weather forecast for the Tennessee River Valley. I think that'll wrap it up for now for midweek. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onick for the May the 15th and mid-month for that matter. Stay tuned for more with News 12. I'll have details on your forecast tonight with Kay Blevins doing the news and Rick Nyman doing sports. And, of course, Chip Chapman will have more on your forecast bright and early Thursday morning, May 16th, 5 a.m. Eastern Time. So please tune in for more there. That'll do it for Weather Overtime. Again, thanks.